Vadim Zeland is a contemporary Russian writer best known as the author of the bestseller Reality Transurfing, which is considered an esoteric teaching. The main idea of transurfing is that a person has the ability to control reality with their thoughts on a metaphysical level. An ordinary human mind tries in vain to influence the reflection in the mirror, whereas what is actually necessary is to change the image itself. That image is defined by the direction and nature of a person's thoughts. The whole problem is that people first look into the mirror and only then express their attitude toward what they see. In doing so, they willingly or unwillingly declare an intention that only further aggravates the existing reality. A tendency toward negativity generates ever new negative qualities in the reflection. One's individual layer of the world becomes colored in gloomy tones and filled with unpleasant events for its owner. When a person falls into despair, the clouds thicken in the mirror accordingly. If they adopt an aggressive mindset, the world responds immediately. Some new misfortune will arrive, and the more one becomes irritated, the more persistently new troubles cling on. Everyone around seems to be causing annoyance. A person is tied to the mirror by threads of importance, because everything that happens there is essentially their own life, and it has great significance. A person either likes what they see or they don't, but in any case, their thoughts coincide in content with the reflection, thereby further reinforcing the existing state of affairs. Since the image is under the power of the reflection, the person becomes completely dependent on the surrounding reality. The more intense the feelings, the stronger the attachment to the mirror. It does not matter what you think about its importance. What matters is what you think about, whether you like the reflection or not. You still think about it. Only the content of the thoughts is important, and the passionate feeling born of the unity of soul and mind gives the image distinct outlines. As a result, the reflection begins to be dominated by whatever corresponds to the content of the image. That's why the poor get poorer and the rich get richer. They all look into the mirror of the world, and each, in their own way, states the appearance of their surrounding reality. Reality sucks them in like a swamp. The elderly lady standing in line for her pension. The tired woman with heavy bags in a crowded bus. The sick person dragging themselves through medical institutions, all with their thoughts remain in this grim reality. Meanwhile, someone else is enjoying life. The sea, yachts, travel, luxurious hotels, expensive restaurants, anything the soul desires. In all cases, regardless of the circumstances, a statement of fact takes place. This is how we live. More precisely, we live as we think. Our existence is confirmed by the mirror, which further reinforces the content of our thoughts. There's no point offering standard objections that everyone's starting conditions differ. Some are born into poverty, others inherit great wealth. Yes, the starting point largely determines how one's way of life is initially recorded and how it evolves. But this does not mean that the initial capital decides everything. There are countless examples of people rising from the very lowest strata into the highest circles of society, and vice versa. Maybe these are rare exceptions that only prove the rule true. But if exceptions are still possible, then the rule is not so unshakable. No matter how deep a pit you find yourself in, know that everything can be changed, and radically so. It does not matter that you have no idea how to make it happen. You don't need to know the exact way out. It will find itself. You may think you are subject to circumstances that you cannot change, but that's actually an illusion. a stage prop that can easily be demolished if you wish. The thing is, we all unconsciously walk in a closed circle. We observe reality, express our attitude, and the mirror fixes the content of that attitude in reality. To transform reality, you just need to step out of this circle. You look at the surrounding reality and think that it cannot be changed. Indeed, by using inner intention, you try to influence the reflection, but you cannot exert any noticeable effect on it. On this side of the mirror, there are too few opportunities, but you can take control of your attitude toward reality, and then outer intention takes over the task for it. Nothing is impossible. On the other side of the mirror, there are such scenarios that the human mind does not even suspect. Thus, to start the mechanism of outer intention, you must fulfill the fifth mirror principle. You need to shift your attention from the reflection to the image. In other words, you must take control of your thoughts and think not about what you don't want and are trying to avoid, but about what you desire and strive to achieve. Negative attitudes must be replaced by positive ones. You should conduct an inventory of your thoughts and remove all particles of dissatisfaction, unwillingness, rejection, disapproval, hatred, disbelief in success, and so on. Stuff all this garbage into a bag and throw it away. Your thoughts should be directed toward what you want and what you like. Only then will pleasant things be reflected in the mirror. Understand that you are not submissively reacting to the surrounding reality, but rather consciously giving orders to yourself and intentionally sending your thought forms into the world. Contrary to the apparent negativity around you, expressing positive attitudes. A person's mood usually forms as a reaction to unfolding circumstances, whether successful or unsuccessful. A tendency toward negativity generally keeps one's spirits low, but you must act differently, deliberately creating your own mood. The mere fact that you are capable of controlling reality significantly boosts your spirit. By your intention, you choose the colors for your reality, regardless of circumstances. You tune yourself to a major key consciously, instead of reacting primitively to external irritants. You need to develop such a habit. A slide, musical, visual, whatever you like can help you create a good mood. Ideally, it should be a picture in which your goal has been achieved and you feel wonderful. On the other hand, be prepared for the fact that for some time there may be no noticeable changes in your layer of the world, or, on the contrary, all sorts of unpleasantness may appear as if deliberately. These are temporary inconveniences associated with moving to a new level of relationship with reality. You know that the mirror works with a delay. You must persist, no matter what, calmly waiting during the pause when nothing happens. Your sense of the world should be as if you already have what you want or are about to get it. Remember, the mirror materializes what is contained in your thoughts. For example, if you are dissatisfied with your appearance, you look into the mirror without pleasure, focusing all your attention on the unsightly features you don't like about yourself. What you must understand is that the mirror will keep reinforcing this fact. Previously, you may have thought, "I'm fat and unattractive, I don't like myself," and the mirror only strengthened that fact. Indeed, that's how it was. Now your task is different. Look for only those traits you like and simultaneously imagine the desired image in your mind. From this moment on, you are constantly searching for new confirmations of positive changes, every day getting better and better. If you practice this technique regularly, you'll soon be catching your breath in amazement. In general, You must first form your attitude and only then look into the mirror, not the other way around. Of course, it will take some time to get used to this, but the game is worth the candle. Now you will control reality, not it controlling you. Given the inertia of material realization, the reflection will gradually transform into a positive one. Your layer of the world will accumulate so much pleasantness that you won't need to coax yourself into cheering up. The mirror circle will turn easily and effortlessly as long as you set it into motion and accelerate it with your intention. After that, everything will go smoothly. Yeah, I still don't believe it, the skeptical reader might say. There's no need to believe, just carry out the proposed technique. The mind will never understand how a dream can materialize from its point of view. It will never believe that this is possible until it bumps into an accomplished fact. Let the mind fuss in its doubts while you do what you must do. Yeah, something's not working, the skeptical reader might say again. People usually get excited and then quickly cool off. It requires a certain kind of work, not manual labor, but mental work. After all, how can a mirror, with its delay, form your reflection if you only stood in front of it for a moment and then ran away? For the thought form to be fixed in the mirror, you need to reproduce it systematically. In other words, you must regularly rotate the target slide in your mind. Unlike pointless daydreaming that happens occasionally, this is concrete work. By taking control of your feelings, which tie you to the reflection, you receive from the mirror not what currently exists, but what you intend to have. You should not just suppress emotions, they are merely consequences of your attitude. You must change the attitude itself, your way of reacting to and perceiving reality. Gaining freedom, you begin to control reality. Otherwise, reality controls you. It's never too late to begin understanding yourself and effecting meaningful change. Take the first steps toward transforming your reality by consciously altering your thoughts, focusing on what you genuinely want rather than what you fear or dislike. Recognize that your life need not remain trapped in old patterns. You can break free from the constraints of circumstance and choice by continuously refining the image you hold within your mind. As you learn to direct your attention and intention toward positive outcomes, your personal mirror will eventually reflect a brighter, more fulfilling existence. And while the path may at first seem challenging, each small breakthrough brings you closer to realizing the life you've always envisioned. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and never stop growing.